Did you know that LeBron wasn't valued that much during his AAU days? Let's take a look. Starting off our list at number 10, Mokin Elite 2016. This team included NBA players like Trae Young, Michael Porter Jr., and it's considered one of the best AAU teams of recent times. Porter and Young made for an incredibly potent 1-2 punch, and they combined for over 50 points a game in 2016. Porter also supplied 11.4 rebounds per contest during that season, along with Young's 7.2 assists per game, making the duo extremely versatile as well. On the other hand, Trae is easily one of the best standouts among rookies for the 2018-19 season, and would have been an easy shoo-in for Roy if it weren't for Luka Doncic. He averaged 19.1 points per game and 8.1 assists per game on that year, which was good for fourth in the entire league behind Chris Paul. Michael Porter Jr.'s story has just started after the injury, and let's just see where it leads now. And even after his injury, he bounced back and started his career as one of the rising legends of the NBA. I'm going to give you a hot take. He's going to win Most Improved Player in the 2021-22 season. At number 9, the Oakland Soldiers of 2012. This team included NBA players like Aaron Gordon and Stanley Johnson. Aaron Gordon's youth career was extremely spectacular while at Archbishop Midi High School, and during that he became a two-time California Mr. Basketball Award recipient. He even won the USA Basketball Player of the Year in 2013, the year before he left for college. When he wasn't in school, he was balling with the Oakland Soldiers in the summertime, and they rarely lost while he was in the lineup. Playing alongside him was another California Mr. Basketball winner named Stanley Johnson, who earned the distinction after Gordon moved on to the next level. Together, as two of California's best high school products, they dominated the competition, beating the teams of many future stars like Andrew Wiggins and Nerlens Noel. At number 8, Team Takeover of 2018. None of these members of this team are old enough to play in the NBA yet, but the future is going to be very bright for stars in the making in Anthony Harris, Justin Moore, and Casey Morsell. Each is among the best high school basketball players in their own states, with the latter two being top 10 in the nation for the position, and Anthony Harris ranked in the top 15 among all point guards. They've all already signed with high-profile colleges, with Morsell joining up with the national champions at the University of Virginia, which he later changed for reasons unknown, and the other two signings with Villanova and North Carolina. At the 2018 Nike EYBL, they were the only team to post a perfect 16-0 record, outscoring opponents 12-14 to 961. At number 7, the AllOhio Red of 2009. With NBA players like Jared Sullinger and Adrian Payne, this team was the real deal. Both before Sullinger and Payne made a splash in the CBA, they had decent but relatively unspectacular NBA careers. As AAU standouts though, they were able to guide the Red to an incredibly dominant 201-9 record that spanned 3 years. Featuring future NCAA players like Jawan Staten and Jordan Sabert, the only bad thing you can say about the Reign was that they didn't play tougher competition more often. Mostly playing in the Midwest, they didn't play that many games among the products of California or New York. Redo that. Mostly playing in the Midwest, they didn't play that many games against the products of California or New York, but they still remain as one of the best AAU teams of recent times. At number 6, the Friends of Hoop Seattle of 2005. This team was stacked with NBA players like Isaiah Thomas, Spencer Hawes, Marta Webster, and John Brockman. At the peak of his pre-college career, Hawes was considered one of the best centers in the entire nation, and his dominance could be seen when he faced off against future NBA megastar Kevin Durant. While that matchup would be extremely lopsided now, Hawes was the best player that night, holding him to 12 points while dropping 28 of his own. Wow. To go along with the big men, the much smaller Isaiah Thomas played in the backcourt, with Webster and Brockman each getting buckets in their own manners. Out of all of them, Thomas has definitely had the most successful NBA career, establishing himself as the fan favorite with the Boston Celtics before becoming a back-to-back NBA All-Star. He even finished third in the league in scoring for the 2017 season, behind just Russell Westbrook and James Harden. At number 5, the Spice Indy Heat of 2004. Coming at number 5, we have a team that had players like Greg Oden, Jeff Teague, Eric Gordon, Michael Conley Jr., Josh McRoberts, and Daquan Cook. While Odin exists mostly as a footnote in the NBA history books given his incredibly unfortunate health issues, there was a reason that he was taken first overall in 2007 ahead of Kevin Durant. In his younger, healthier days, he was shaping up to be a beast of a basketball player, and many considered him to be able to reach Tim Duncan type levels. Teague, Gordon, and Conley have gone on to become great players in the NBA in their own right and were the perfect support outside to go along with the inside game of Odin. Mixing in McRoberts and Cook meant that they were the best AAU team ever to come out of Indiana. At number 4, the Oakland Soldiers of 2002. This was the team that introduced the king to the NBA, having players like Kendrick Perkins, Leon Powell, DeMarcus Nelson, and obviously, LeBron James. Just about 2 years before his debut in the NBA, LeBron joined the Oakland Soldiers and proceeded to help them win every single tournament they participated in. Given his natural ability to make everyone around him better, future NBA championship teammates Kendrick Perkins and Leon Powell looked especially dominant as well. LeBron was already a physical beast. It's frightening to think that you couldn't just stick your most physical defender on the future king, as that meant Perkins or Powell would have a field day in the paint. At number 3, the Southern California AllStars in 2006. The third team on our list had players like Kevin Love, Brandon Jennings, and Chase Budinger. Love is a rebounding monster in the NBA, and his dominance while playing in the AAU can easily be measured by the fact that the AllStars never lost while Love was on the floor. Even then, they only dropped 2 games during this time frame, and they have notable wins over many of the other premier AAU squads. Both Jennings and Love went on to NBA success, though Love definitely has had the better career thus far. Aside from the future NBA players, they also had Renardo Sidney and Taylor King, who similarly played inside and outside like the Love-Jennings combo. They were an incredibly well-rounded team that didn't really have any glaring weaknesses. At number 2, Riverside Church of 1996. Having players like Metta World Peace, Elton Brand, Eric Barkley, and Lamar Odom, this was one of the most stacked teams of that time. While none of the above mentioned could ever be considered near the top of their position within a whole decade, some of them have had spurs of greatness. Metta World Peace, despite all of his on-court controversies, was one of the best defensive players in the league while playing with the Lakers. Elton Brand was consistent at worst, dominant at the best, big man who was good for 20 and 10 in his early years. Odom gets a brief nod because he played with Riverside for a little in 1994, but he wasn't present when they went 88-1 and won the Peach Jam in 1996. The team was actually dominant outside of this particular squad as well, having sent many of their players onto D1 and then NBA hoops. And finally at number 1, the New Jersey Paterson squad of 1994. The top team on our list has one of the best players the NBA has ever seen in Kobe Bryant, and they also have Vince Carter, Rip Hamilton, and Tim Thomas. Bryant's impact on the game was undeniable, Carter's high-flying dazzled for years, and the Rip was an integral starter to the 2004 NBA Championship Pistons. Having all 3 of them on the same team doesn't seem too fair for the competition, especially considering the talent that they had around them as well. Well guys, that's it for today. Let us know what's your favorite AAU team in the comments down below, and we hope you enjoyed this video as always. Thanks so much for making it to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.